Ayanokoji is the definition of unshakable. He's the kind of person who never lets emotions get in the way of his judgment, all while staying laser-focused and completely in control of every situation. But this is not because he's just naturally tough. His ability to stay composed under extreme pressure is actually a result of deep conditioning and something even you can achieve with the right method. This is why in this video, I'm going to show you a proven system that will help you train your mind like Ayanokoji so you can build resilience, stay calm, and make better decisions under pressure. And the best part, these aren't vague ideas about willpower or motivation. They're specific science-based strategies you can start using today. But before we get straight to the framework, let's talk about why so many people struggle with mental toughness in the first place. According to research, there are 3 primary reasons. Our emotional responses often overpower logic, our bodies react negatively to stress, and we lack a solid mental framework to interpret challenges. These issues make it incredibly difficult to think clearly and act decisively when it matters most. That's why the system I'll be sharing addresses all of these areas. 2 ways to construct a stronger mental framework, 2 techniques to manage emotional control, and 2 behavioral adjustments to enhance resilience. And as a bonus, at the end, I'll even reveal the underlying factor that may be silently sabotaging your mental resilience all along. To develop mental strength like Ayanokoji, you need to construct a strong mental framework or worldview. This is the lens through which you interpret challenges, and it plays a critical role in how resilient you can become under pressure. To help me explain what I mean, let's start with the idea that knowledge is power, not in the abstract sense, but in how it helps you transform mental chaos into order. Here, it can be useful to imagine the process of gaining mental strength like lifting weights. Just as when you start squatting a weight that is challenging, you are constantly introduced to mental and emotional stressors, psychological weights that challenge your mind. Each time you face a difficult situation, it introduces a kind of chaos into your mind, like uncertainty, fear, and disorder. But, just like how you need the right diet to turn physical effort into strength, you also need the right intellectual nutrition to turn that psychological chaos into mental resilience. This is where knowledge and a strong worldview come in. A well-constructed worldview helps you interpret life's difficulties and navigate through them with greater clarity, and to build a mental framework like that, you must take responsibility for your intellectual diet. This mainly includes a steady intake of challenging ideas, perspectives, and experiences. For example, someone who reads works like The Brothers Karamazov by Dostoevsky is not merely consuming information, they are confronting the harsh realities of human existence, the psychological weights that introduce chaos. As you engage with these ideas, you begin to construct order from that chaos and transform the discomfort of facing tough questions into a more resilient, thoughtful worldview. This strengthens your mind in the same way lifting weights strengthens your body. Obviously, you don't have to limit yourself to just consuming literature. You could also start by watching history videos, or even take a moment each day to appreciate a great piece of art. But if you're ready to take things to the next level, then today's sponsor, Skillshare, is the perfect tool for you. Personally, I've been working on applying Stoic philosophy to stay calm and focused in my daily life, which is why I started taking Ali Abdaal's Stoicism Masterclass on Skillshare, and it's been a real game changer for me. The class dives into key Stoic principles like the dichotomy of control and how to maintain perspective using the view from above, both of which are incredibly relevant in today's world. If you're not familiar, Skillshare is the largest online learning community for creatives, offering thousands of classes in areas like film, design, productivity, and more. Whether you want to dive into philosophy, improve your grades, or boost your productivity, Skillshare's expert-led classes can help you level up your skills, passions, or even your career. The first 500 people to use my link in the description will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. So why not start leveling up your mindset and skills today? Now that we understand the why behind mental resilience, let's focus on the how. For building mental toughness, one area in the brain can be considered to be the holy grail, the prefrontal cortex. This region governs emotional regulation, focus, and decision-making, which are foundational for resilience. Now, the great news is that scientific research has shown that this part of the brain can actually be physically strengthened. How? Well, a consistent meditation practice is the most effective way to achieve this. And yes, I know you've heard it a million times before, but this is your sign to actually start. Meditation isn't just about relaxation, it actively reshapes reshapes your brain to help you withstand stress and handle intense emotional situations. But if you need even more reasons to establish a consistent mindfulness routine, let me break down the benefits in even more detail. Studies on mindfulness meditation reveal that it can increase the thickness of the prefrontal cortex. In fact, repeated mindfulness practice stimulates neural growth in this area, which effectively rewires your brain to handle high-pressure environments more efficiently. And if that was not enough, meditation even trains your brain to observe emotional triggers without automatically reacting, which is one of the most valuable skills in building mental resilience. Honestly, if the ability to basically build your very own mental shield does not convince you to give meditation a try, I don't know what will. But here's the thing, mindfulness techniques can build resilience gradually, but what if you need to tap into your mental toughness right now? For those situations, I have a powerful combination of two techniques that can give you immediate control and clarity. These methods work together to instantly help you focus, steady your emotions, and face the challenge ahead with a clear mindset. The first step is labeling the emotion you're experiencing. This might sound simple, but identifying and naming your emotions is incredibly powerful. When we encounter strong feelings like frustration, anxiety, or even anger, our instinct can be to ignore or push through them. However, research shows that naming your emotion activates the prefrontal cortex, the rational part of your brain that we talked about earlier. This process reduces the emotional intensity and helps create a bit of mental distance, which makes the emotion feel more manageable. Start by focusing inward and identifying what you're feeling with as much detail as possible. Rather than a vague statement like, "I'm stressed," try something specific like, "I'm feeling anxious about meeting my deadline," or "I'm feeling frustrated because I didn't get the results I expected." Once you've labeled your emotion, the second step is to time box it. Time boxing involves setting a strict time frame for fully engaging with the emotion. The idea is to give yourself a dedicated, limited period, say 1 to 5 minutes, to feel and process the emotion intentionally. During this window, you're not avoiding or suppressing what you feel. Instead, you're giving yourself permission to lean into it, explore it, and understand it without judgment. This allows you to intentionally process what you're feeling in a structured, controlled way, without letting it dominate your thoughts indefinitely. Once the time is up, you transition back to the situation at hand, now with a clearer, calmer mindset. But while this provides immediate calm, making that calm sustainable requires us to shift our focus toward adjusting our behaviors and habits. The last but possibly most important stage of this system involves the introduction of small, intentional behavioral adjustments that subtly reshape your approach to challenges. They don't require monumental effort, but instead encourage a gentle, consistent evolution in your habits and mindset. Here, the first step is a powerful mental exercise, visualization. Each morning, take a moment to mentally walk through the events and tasks that lie ahead of you. This could include anticipating challenging conversations, deadlines, or even mundane tasks that may provoke anxiety or frustration. By vividly anticipating the emotions you may encounter, you're essentially setting the stage for success because you are engaging the brain's neural pathways associated with those experiences. Now, this effect gets amplified when you combine it with the second behavioral adjustment, which is controlled discomfort. Controlled discomfort is all about intentionally stepping outside your comfort zone to build mental toughness. Here, one example could be to tackle demanding tasks first thing in the morning. Psychologically, this approach activates a principle known as proactive behavior, which suggests that when we confront challenges head-on, we create a positive feedback loop that enhances our motivation and confidence. By prioritizing difficult tasks, you effectively set a tone of achievement for the day and build momentum. Other than that, a very underrated method for cultivating mental toughness is intermittent fasting. This practice involves intentionally restricting your eating window, which not only challenges your body, but also engages your mind in significant ways. Research indicates that intermittent fasting can enhance self-discipline by training your brain to manage cravings and discomfort. During fasting periods, you confront sensations of hunger and learn that they are temporary and often go away with time, which naturally gives you a greater understanding of your body's signals. Alright, respect for making it this far into the video. Consider this bonus your reward for having the dedication to stick around until now. The underlying factor that might be quietly sabotaging your mental resilience is the illusion of control. It's a common tendency for us to overestimate how much control we actually have over situations in our lives. We like to believe that we're in charge of our outcomes, whether it's acing an exam, landing a job, or even navigating relationships. But when reality hits and things don't go as planned, it leads to extreme frustration. This discrepancy between our expectations and the unpredictable nature of life can be overwhelming. However, recognizing the limits of your control is empowering. It allows you to shift your focus toward what you can influence, your thoughts, reactions, and actions. So, as you move forward, remember, it's not about controlling every aspect of your life, but rather about understanding where your true power lies. Now, a big part of mental toughness is making use of the time when you have nothing to do, so if you want to tap into that goldmine, then check out this video. You got this, bro.